They went to a lot of trouble to kidnap Ilia, despite the incredible risk. It just doesn't add up. Something tells me that the Terran Emperor's plans involve a lot more than kidnapping.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
Everyone's here? Good. Let's get started. In this simulation, you'll be infiltrating the Terran Space Defense Fortress. Your objective? Acquire critical intel from the database in operation. A team of exocomps will perform the security breaches and data acquisition. Protect them. Otherwise, your progress may be slowed or halted altogether. Once you have the data, you will need to find a method of escape. Transporters won't be an option once their shields go up. My suggestion? Steal a shuttle and leave the place in style. Operations is locked down. Use the exocomps to get the doors open. Get to the consoles down in the security hub. Deploy exocomps to the console. Once all three are set, they'll start cracking the security system.
This system won't even know. Oh boy, this is going to be great. I'll cut through the security like a hot knife through soft butter.
All right, the exocomps have started their task. Keep them in one piece.
Attention, terrorists. Your efforts here are doomed to fail. No escape. Try to die well.
Heads up! They're using site-to-site transporters to beam troops in. System hack at 25%.
Perhaps my orders weren't clear. Stop the terrorists now!
System hack at 50%. Keep those exocomps working.
Bring me their heads, or you'll all spend your final moments in an agonizer booth!
Almost there. System hack at 75%. Watch your exocomps. At the database, before the Terrans delete all the files!
Lita, I don't have time to waste on your lack. Face me yourself, coward!
Oh boy, here we go again.
Not to...
Okay, here we go. Keep those exocomps intact so we can get what we can.
All technicians, report to ops. Delete the database before they really don't know when to quit, do we?
Transporter room! Emergency transport!
Data acquisition at 25%. Keep it up.
You won't get rid of me that easy.
Ouch! Feels a lot more comfortable over here.
Computer, initiate transport!
Think highly of yourself if you thought you had
Surprise!
You really must think highly of yourself if you thought you had
it. Data acquisition at 75%. You're almost there.
You won't get rid of me that easy.
Transporter room, now!
You are swiftly becoming annoying.
Now get the hell out of there!
Swing the tights! Get me out of here!
I've wanted to pop that pompous gas bag for years now. Whew! Well done! Not quite to Terran standards, but a fine performance nonetheless. I like it. It's the real thing. Whew! Well done! Not quite to Terran standards, but a fine performance nonetheless. I like your odds if you ever have to go up against the real thing. And wouldn't that be interesting?
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
soon to steal scientific data from Jupiter Station. It's our job to stop them. Engage their ships when you can, especially those that are actively trying to breach the station's computers. We've been working on a new photonic defense array, but it isn't up and running yet. Once activated, it will be vulnerable to Terran interference. We can't let them take control of that system. Finally, if they open up any permanent rifts between our two universes, be sure to close them. The last thing we need is a permanent Terran beachhead at the heart of the Federation.
Here they come. All ships, battle stations.
Welcome in. We're just here for your safety. Hand it over and go on.
All ships, stay in the Terran fleet. station! They're breaching our system! Hostiles on the station! They're breaching our systems!
Hopefully their Emperor will listen to that message, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
Welcome to the Janolan Dyson Sphere. The situation in the Delta Quadrant is continuing to develop. We will need the assistance of all our allies to stay ahead of it.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. There's something interesting I'd like you to look into. We have a problem in the Siluran system. Admiral Tuvok is there on Voyager, and he's calling for backup. Rendezvous with Tuvok and provide any assistance he requires. There's something interesting I'd like...
Admiral Tuvok is waiting for you in the conference room. Welcome aboard. If you'll come with me, I'll take you to Admiral Tuvok. He wants to see you right away. What would you like to know? The Admiral is trying to track down Dr. Cooper. He thinks that Cooper is the key to this conflict with the Undine. He hasn't explained why yet, but he says that your assistance is crucial. What would you like to know? Unstable, but not totally out of control. The Borg have suffered setbacks on multiple fronts. They're being pressed hard by the Voth, the Undine, and various liberated elements. The Voth are mostly bottled up in their home space and in the Solanae Dyson sphere. We've established some connections with a few of the locals, such as the Kobali and the Talaxians. Of course, there are still troublemakers out here. The Kazon, the Hirogen, the Malon, and there's a new power player we're very concerned about. Whoever they are, they're picking off systems left and right. Even the Krenim weren't a match for them. We need to find out who they are and what they want. What would you like to know? Voyager spent 7 years in the Delta Quadrant, and during that time many of her systems were optimized to deal with the hazards out here. This old girl's still got a few tricks. Besides, Admiral Tuvok specifically brought Voyager out for this mission, and what the Admiral wants, the Admiral gets. What would you like to know? Sorry we don't have time for a tour, but the Admiral insists he needs to speak with you right away. The Admiral is waiting for you in the ready room.
Greetings. Thank you for coming so promptly. We do not have much time, and I require your assistance. I am still under telepathic assault by the Undine we know as Cooper. He has found some means to greatly increase his psionic power, and I cannot withstand his assault indefinitely. I will need your help to repel Cooper's attack and counter him. What else do you need to know? My mind to your mind. Your thoughts to my thoughts.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? First, I need to make sure you're not contagious or suffering from any injuries. This will only take a moment. Don't be difficult. I'm only doing my job. Engineers and captains, always in a hurry to get out of sickbay. You're not going anywhere. Doctor's orders.
Enemy targets on sensors.
Can you hear me? Come speak to me at the desk terminal. The mind meld was successful. Excellent. I am currently trapped in the ready room. For the moment, I will only be able to communicate with you remotely. Cooper is working to subvert my mental defenses, and I must focus my concentration on keeping my mind intact. No. Cooper is trying to erode my emotional control. Symbolically, this means that he must destroy Voyager. To do so, he is attempting to overload the warp core. You must proceed to engineering to stop Cooper from destabilizing the warp core. If he is successful, he will have broken down my mental control systems. Once the core and my mind are protected from Cooper's attacks, then we can take control of this mindscape. Take the pad from the doctor's office. I will use it to communicate with you as you proceed. Remember, objects have symbolic significance in this mindscape. As an outsider in my mind, your ability to communicate with me directly is limited. Your communicator is part of your mind, and so it cannot interact with me directly while Cooper tries to keep us separated. The pad is part of my mind, so I can use it to bridge the gap between us. The mind meld was successful. Excellent. I am currently trapped in the ready room. For the moment, I will only be able to communicate with you remotely. Cooper is working to subvert my mental defenses, and I must focus my concentration on keeping my mind intact. No. Cooper is trying to erode my emotional control. Symbolically, this means that he must destroy Voyager. To do so, he is attempting to overload the warp core. You must proceed to engineering to stop Cooper from destabilizing the warp core. If he is successful, he will have broken down my mental control systems. Once the core and my mind are protected from Cooper's attacks, then we can take control of this mindscape. Take the pad from the doctor's office. I will use it to communicate with you as you proceed. Good. Now we will be able to remain in contact. Proceed to engineering. Cooper is attempting to subvert my mental defenses by replacing my memories with engrams from his bioship. Until he is expelled, these kinds of incursions will continue. You may see strange items or distortions in your surroundings. Ignore them and proceed as best you can. Remember Kiri Kintha's first law of metaphysics. Nothing unreal exists. Cooper is trying to overload the warp core. You must keep it stable. The mindscape is a simulacrum. Cooper may move elements to suit his needs, or try to stop you. Certain areas may be blocked or damaged, or even transformed. Do your best to reach your destination. Cooper cannot simultaneously attack an area and conceal it.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here? This area is very dangerous. The core is unstable. B'Elanna? I don't know. She should be here, but as far as I can tell, everything on Voyager is about to fall apart, and I'm the only one here. Stay back. I'm going to put a force field around the core while I try to stabilize it. It won't contain a core breach, but it might block some of the radiation if the magnetic stabilizers give out. I've almost got this. Just keep back. It will only take a few more minutes. You are stupid, aren't you? Only people the Vulcan melded with should be here. Not everyone on Voyager is part of Tuvok's warped little subconscious. Some of us are far more exceptional. I'll destroy you, and Tuvok's mind with you.
Enemy target.
Get
He
out!
has raised defenses to protect himself. Use one of the engineering consoles to press your attack. He has raised defenses to protect himself. Use one of the engineering consoles to press your attack. Restore the warp core. This will strengthen my mental defenses. Excellent. With my mental defenses stabilized, we should have additional time to fend off Cooper's intrusion. Head to the crew decks. Inside of my memories exist fragments of personalities from any person with whom I have previously experienced a mind meld. You may be able to find someone whose personality is not wholly part of my mind, and thus not susceptible to Cooper's influence. Move through the crew decks to your right. You may be able to find a fragment of a personality who can help. People with whom I have previously melded have left impressions of their cadres in my mind. You may be able to convince one to assist you. Because they are not technically me, Cooper's ability to subvert them may be limited.
Happening? What am I doing here? Who are you? I require specifics. Answer me. I have no reason to trust you, but this seems familiar somehow. Why am I in the crew quarters? I should be in my regeneration alcove.
7. You are currently experiencing an engrammatic regress as a result of a Vulcan mind meld. You must assist me in reasserting control over the meld. I am currently locked in the ready room next to the bridge. Exercise caution as species 8472 has subverted the vessel.
That is Borg technology. But the presence of the collective will not dissuade us. Assimilation is irrelevant. Assimilated Undine. They may be a reflection of the unconscious fears of species 8472.
Oh, you're here. Let's just get this over with.
I will secure the bridge while you release Tuvok.
With Cooper defeated, he should no longer be able to maintain the telepathic link with my mind, for the time being. We must end the mind meld and consider our next course of action. Now that we have removed Cooper's influence, it is time to break the link between he and myself. With Cooper's attack temporarily halted, we are in a position to slow the advance of his Undine forces. Please accompany me to the bridge. We still do not have a fix on Cooper's whereabouts. I will contact Starfleet for any current information about Undine movements. Use the sensors to check for their quantum signatures. Voyager's sensor array is currently calibrated for tracking Undine movements, so you should be able to garner results quickly. You should return to your ship. While I am somewhat fatigued as a result of the mind meld, I believe that I can continue in my duties on Voyager while we plan our next steps. We must still be in the meld. Cooper is trying to deceive us. He needs to break the link cleanly, but lacks the strength to confront us directly.
You don't belong here.
We should use the link to our advantage. If we can track Cooper through the link, we can then pursue him in the physical realm. Since the mindscape deals in symbolic representations, we need a map to his location. We should proceed to astrometrics. Cooper is trying to block your progress. Look for another path. In 2375, Voyager encountered a malfunctioning Borg vinculum that had been turned into a trap by species 6339. This vinculum caused other personalities from the collective to surface in 7 of 9. I entered a mind meld with her in an attempt to stabilize her personality. These people are echoes of the personalities of people assimilated by the Borg. They are not truly aware, knowing only that they desire to escape. It may be helpful to think of them as ghosts. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Cooper is attempting to distort your path again. Keep searching. I sense we are making progress. Keep searching. There. We have him. Cooper has broken the link. The meld can end. This ordeal has taxed me mentally, but I must continue the mission. I have learned that Cooper is in fluidic space, in an area that corresponds to the location known in our dimension as the Northwest Passage. We must travel there and enter fluidic space to confront Cooper once more. He is aboard a special command bioship that he cannot abandon. If we catch him in fluidic space, we can force a final confrontation. Please join me on the bridge. I must focus my concentration on regaining my strength. I need you to enter our destination coordinates and make certain that there are no more surprises.
Voyager will join you in the Northwest Passage. We'll leave as soon as you've returned to your ship. We need to hurry if we want to catch Cooper.
This area of space was labeled by Commander Chakotay as the Northwest Passage. It is a corridor of space that the Borg avoid because of the high incidence of quantum singularities, which the Undine use as points of transit. Voyager encountered the passage in 2373, and Captain Janeway chose to use it to travel through Borg space. This precipitated our first contact with species 8472. We must locate a quantum singularity that will lead us into the correct area of fluidic space. My suspicion is that Cooper is using this region as a staging ground for the massed Undine fleet, and his command bioship will be there as well. Approach each singularity and check its quantum wave signature. When we find the correct one, we will pass through. passage will work. Quickly, we must go through the portal. We need to reach Cooper's command bioship. According to my scans, he is using a modified dreadnought as a control vessel. Intriguing. This would explain the increase in Cooper's telepathic abilities. Not only is his command bioship able to coordinate the entire Undine fleet, acting as a brain for the other ships, but it also amplifies his psionic power. We must gain access to the ship directly. We will need to temporarily disable its shielding mantle, so we can fire upon vulnerable sections to disable it.
You've come a long way, but as you can see, I am not unprepared for your arrival. This command bioship is unique. It is capable of coordinating an entire fleet of bioships. A fleet that will launch from the structure you see here. Even if you attack me, I suspect you will find the sheer power of my new fleet to be overwhelming.